everyone. As I was thinking about our text from Exodus, it made me think of how I often enjoy movies that are about resistance. Take, for instance, a movie during World War II. I especially enjoy those movies that the main characters are in the French Resistance, for example, and that they risk life and limb for the sake of their nation, for the sake of freedom against a despot like Hitler. Our text that we have before us this next week is a little similar because the Pharaoh, the king, is a despot, and he is very threatened by the Hebrew people. People being anti-Semitic is nothing new. It started at the very beginning with God's people. And he treats them terribly. He enslaves them. He makes them work hard. And it is a hard, hard time, an awful time of being enslaved. But what is so great about the story that we have before us is that there are 5 women who are resistors. 5 women who are resistors to a despot, the Pharaoh. The first were Shiphrah and Puah, 2 midwives who, when they were ordered to kill all the boys that were born, resisted and said, no, the Hebrew women are really, really strong and they give birth before we get there. The next who resisted was Moses and Moses' sister Miriam, because again, the Pharaoh, the despot, had commanded that all the boy children birthed should be killed. He was threatened by little babies because he was threatened by these people. And Moses' mother placed him in a basket, you know the story, made sure that it was like a little safe boat for him. And she floated him in the Nile. And who found him but Pharaoh's own daughter? And she resisted her father by taking this infant. She knew he was a Hebrew child. And then she looked and she saw Miriam and she said, girl, do you know someone who could nurse this baby? And so begins the story of Moses. And we're going to hear a little bit more about how resisting powers that are threatened and overshadow certain people is something that is not God's intention. See ya next week.